Hersham. Yes, I can picture it now. Out there beyond where the M25 now stands. That old-fashioned, leafy commuter belt of suburban Surrey. I can see a young rascal called James. And some friends he's going to wish he'd never made.
You must remember this lounge lizard. Take a closer look. Come on. Hurry up!
Come on! Come on! Hurry up there, he comes!
Jimmy Percy set himself up as a punk spokesman for working class kids with a style straight off the football terraces.
This was the most beautiful time in English history where people like me that were like 18 and 19 and the rest of us could all get up and say, this is bullshit. And we're not having this cack, and we're getting on with our life to say to as many people, you can have a life, and you can say no, and you can say yes to the things you really believe in. Questions and answers, honesty, lies.
Anyone could get up on stage and say their piece and say how they felt and show how they felt. And that was the main appeal of punk to me when it first started happening.
After Jimmy sacked his first group for lack of commitment to the cause, Dave Parsons joined the new look Sham 69, an off-the-wall name.
Somebody in at Hersham Station had written on the urinals, Walton and Hersham 69. And where people had been pissing against the wall, the Walton and her had been rubbed out, and he just left Sham 69. So, that's what I'm sticking to.
Soissons Neuf, it's a great, you know, the whole thing just looks good. It was on a wall, it just said Sham 69.
They were what punk rock was all about, because they were working class kids from a really boring part of the suburbs, you know, Hersham, who just, you know, they were angry, they had something to say and they wanted to say it, you know, loudly.
Mark Perry was signing punk acts for his indie record label, Step Forward. Within minutes, the deal was done.
And when we walked into Step Forward, Mark listened to the cassette and said, what do you want? You know, a single or an EP, and I couldn't believe what he was saying, you know, to me. That was like, what? We were the dustmen of punk. We write about things that nobody else wanted to write about, basically, because they were the things that really were going on in everyday life.
The Rag and Bone rabble-rousers soon landed a major record deal and a slot on telly.
Dave Lee Travis, and you know, and he started doing his Cockney voice and all this nonsense.
Sham 69 testing their microphones and angels with dirty faces.
I particularly said I want to sing live tonight, and I don't think they knew the reason why. And it was more to say hello to my mum on the television.
Snooze on chocolate and pups in, eh?
I always wanted to just get up there and carry on being anarchic on television.
Angels with dirty faces, angels, but no one likes these kids like me. Angels.
Going on Top of the Pops gave everybody a chance to get more into punk. If they weren't seeing us, how could we deliver the message to a wider audience? What this collapsing, chaotic, anarchic thing was to me, that it was an art form that could be deliberately used to project political agenda.
And it was like, wouldn't it be great if we could get all these people together and have a single voice? And that to me was an exciting challenge.
It's like a great punk anthem, and it just says so much about the feeling at the time is that what could have been done, that everyone joins together and stops like having a go at each other, you know, punks, Ted, skinheads, you know, rastas, all get together, and you know, but sadly
the kids weren't united. Racial tension was rife and the country was divided. Jimmy Percy made a stand, rocking against racism with The Clash.
What set in was political people were coming to what we were doing to disrupt it for their agenda. People were scared to come to the gigs. And that's what the frightening thing was, that I wasn't enjoying it as a gig, I wasn't enjoying it, do you understand, that I was getting something across that I felt and how I was, that basically was just fucking mess.
No, leave him alone. He's all right.
We didn't want these people in the audience. We'd told them to go, you know. And Jimmy would talk to individual people in the crowd and say, look, what are you doing?
You're ugly, because your belief is that you should hate someone through their colour, which I find absolutely disgusting.
They could never answer. They didn't know. It was just their message was just violence, and that was all there was.
So that's where I got to. And I said, that is enough. That is enough.
Can you judge a man by the way he wears his...
Sham stopped playing live and changed their hairdresser. By 1980 it was all over. Out on his own, Jimmy found there was no demand for working class heroes in the new decade.
What the fuck is the 80s about? It scared the crap out of me. I just thought, what is this about? Maybe I should make solo albums. Maybe I should climb up my own backside. This dance thing came about to just say there's another side to me. And in fact, Billy Connolly was there at the time when I was doing it, in Barhouse. But Billy Connolly came over and went, what the fuck are you doing? And I went, I know exactly what I'm doing. It took me away from being just, oh, he's that, he's that. I hated that boxed thing.
He jumped out of the box onto the catwalk, modelling for Catherine Hammett and Alexander McQueen. Next he was painting, pouring out his feelings on canvas to pay the rent.
They look at something and know how skint I am, and I give a very sad face. And they offer me 350, and I sell it. I go, yeah, okay.
While Jim continues exploring his artistic side, Sham have got back together for sporadic gigs and recordings. The Hersham boy is keeping his options open.
Here I am in my life, totally with where do I go, and I think that's a beautiful, it's like being born again, you know, like a virgin.